What it do, baby? It's week 2.
Pound the Walk podcast, episode.
Pound it, baby.
Let's go, y'all. Huck it, chuck it. Football season is underway, full swing.
Hey, man, it was a great week 1. I think we had a great first week podcast too. It was better than I was expecting. So here we are. Let's see if we can do it again.
Yeah, it was fluid, and I appreciate all the friends and people who supported and gave us input, and we've taken some of that input too. You might see that today in this episode.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a good learning experience. I had a lot of fun with it, and let's just keep the ball rolling here.
Hell yeah, man. And then, of course, we got to reflect on our last week picks. For one, I guess to start things off, if I'm not mistaken, you went 11-4 on your picks. I went 10-5. Correct? There should be 16 games.
Yeah, there should be 16 games, so I guess...
I said that out loud. I'm like, wait, there should be 16.
Well, it doesn't sound right for some reason, but yeah, I guess so. I mean, I missed... Let's see what we did here, okay?
Yeah,
let's see what we did here, baby.
We had a lot of similarities on the picks, but obviously there were some differences. So yeah, obviously top is you, bottom is me. Yeah, the Chiefs Ravens. I remember when that first happened, I was like, oh, I'm one up. I was gonna text you and say that. But...
Yeah, it was a little late. I was a little salty because it was literally that far away from me being right. But hey, game of inches, baby.
Yeah, and I guess you were right for betting against the Colts. That game went really good. I mean, yeah, we're going to touch base on some of these games, but just to be brief, Anthony Richardson is a beast.
Hey, man. I put him as the Offensive Player of the Year for a reason, and he's not letting me down quite yet. So.
Yeah. And then you won on the Pittsburgh matchup and Dallas. Both away teams won. Pittsburgh and Dallas beating the Browns and the Falcons, which I got wrong. So
both were
2, 3, 4, 5.
interesting
I got 5
games.
Wrong, you got 4 wrong. So yeah.
Hey, good first week, though. We were pretty close, so we're pretty neck and neck. So, if we keep this up, I'll barely edge over you at the end of the year, and we'll put you in a 2-2, and you just don't have to kill yourself like you said last week.
Yeah, anything else, I'm game.
All right now.
No death on my part, y'all.
No, 0 death, sir.
Do you want to touch base on these primetime games, or do you want to touch base on your boys and my boys first?
Well, let's start with our boys first, just because they're near and dear to our hearts, and we'll go from there.
All right, you got it.
All right, so let's open it up then with the Chargers. The Chargers 22-10 over the Raiders. How'd you feel about the game?
Man, I have never been maybe happy, or at least this happy ever in having a coach like Jim Harbaugh, man. I mean, and I think week 1 was literally the most Jim Harbaugh esque game you can see. I mean, we just stayed hard, dude. Fucking kept pounding the rock. It was 9-10 in the first half. We were just slowly getting field goal position, three possessions with field goals. Looked a little ugly, but our defense was just playing slobber knocker D, 3rd and short, or 4th and short. Got out Puna Ford.
That
one of the biggest nose guards in the league. That motherfucker went off. So it was just a beautiful game. I was very happy, and you're gonna see a lot of games like this. I unfortunately, I mean, fantasy guys, you're not gonna see Herbert throw 300 plus probably more than like 3 or 4 times this season if I had to guess. So whatever, wins are wins, dog. Let's keep.
Hey,
on.
dubs are dubs, man. It's sometimes just as important to be a good offensive leader to get your guys rallied up and get down the field to make plays happen. Kudos to him. Again, Herbs didn't wow me in any way, but J.K. Dobbins did. J.K. Dobbins,
vision. It was a lot of vision. I mean, our run blocking, we were getting pushed on every play, which is beautiful, defensively and offensively in the trenches. But, man, J.K. Dobbins, specifically on those 2 runs, it was all vision. It was like a second cut, bounce, find a second hole, and go. He even admitted after the game, too, he was like, I'm out of shape, man. He got hawked at like the 10, 5-yard line on both of them. But, dude, I'll take that any day. I think he broke off the longest run for Chargers in the last 3 years or something like that.
Yeah, it was like a 60-yard run, right? Yeah. I mean, I think he had 130-something yards.
It was 50, like 49. It was something like that.
But was it? Okay.
Yeah, I think it was statistically the longest Charger run in a few seasons. So,
that's good. Good signs for your future then.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother. Well, then let's jump over the Colts.
Yeah, man. And by the way, I meant to bring this up last week. This is our Colts. This is our team. We bleed blue. Dude,
Hell
that
yeah,
song
man.
is it's stuck in my head. It's been stuck in my head for I think 2.5 months now. Every day.
It's the amount of people who sent me that video before the season started, and I was like, I know all the words now. Thank you so much.
He just needs to keep posting each week. We should try to get him to do our intro, dog.
Oh, we should.
Yeah.
We'll message him.
This is the Bolts. This is the Colts. Pound the walk. Something like that.
Something. I don't know. We'll try to work out a deal with him. Get him on the pod for a little if he does an intro for us.
Hell yeah.
Hey, but you know, Colts. Look, I had predicted they were going to lose that game, but I still knew it was going to be a good game. C.J. Stroud, you know, he was throwing that ball around, man, and which I expected to happen. They ran on us pretty good too. Our interior line isn't where it needs to be, and look, Anthony Richardson, he's got signs that he could be an explosive player. That's what we need because I think we were down near the bottom in explosive plays over the last couple of years.
Man,
So
man.
we all know that 60-yard, whoo boy.
Dude, every angle, but I don't know if you saw that special like drone angle they posted like a day later. It was just it's one of those plays that like it just makes me happy. Like it makes my heart.
No, it was fun to watch. I had a little heart attack when he slipped at first,
Yes, dude.
and
He
then
even got up and he still got the ball out. Like he
it was
there was no forward momentum. He did not get any drive into that ball, and it was
No, that was
not.
all upper body, man.
He's a beast.
No, I like where it's going. Again, Houston, I think, is a super strong team. So the fact that we were, you know, like a field goal away from possibly winning the game, you know, it makes me happy. So
And did you see? I think it was Will Anderson. He slammed the shit out of him, out of Anthony Richardson. His head smacked. It was one of those.
he
typical
did. I was like, you fucker with that CTE comment, dude.
Some real shit though. Yeah, it's some real shit though. Like Anthony Richardson, it's one of those things. It's QB biasness towards your build. Like because he's a bigger guy, the refs will be way more lenient on those calls. Imagine if they did that to Brock Purdy. Imagine if they did that to, I don't know, maybe Gardner Minshew. But the refs might not fuck with that guy. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, maybe Brock they'd probably throw
Like,
that.
imagine
They
how
throw it against Aaron.
Or Tom's back, and they do the Tom or Aaron. There's no question that's 15 every time.
Well, I mean, look what happened to Cam Newton, right? I mean, that's ultimately the exact same situation. So,
Exactly.
it's definitely a little bit of bias, maybe a little racism. All right, hey, but that was a great game. So, let's get into the primetime games, man.
Hell yeah. What was it? Thursday night kickoff.
Thursday
over there.
night.
It was the game of the night of our first episode of our podcast. I got the game right. I had the Chiefs winning it. You had that one wrong. You had the other team.
Fuck you, Ravens.
Yeah, I mean honestly, I can't root for the Ravens. I'm a Chargers fan. Fuck the Chiefs, but I still was.
That's why I'm saying that's got to be so tough. But like, I guess I did pick the Texans over the Colts. So, it was a great game. Great game to watch.
I think it was probably ultimately game of the week. Obviously, the biggest narrative I think a lot of people talk about is Isaiah Likely went off and is probably tight end one. Seemed like he was going out more on routes. They tried to split him, but there was times more like where Likely was on the field and I seen Andrews on the sideline. But there was a lot of split, like tight end out at slot, tight end out wide with a tight end on the line. Mark Andrews seemed like more of the blocker, and he also did. There was at least one specific play where he did get the ball and he just folded. Like you saw him like slip or fall. It was like 3rd and 4, fell like 1 yard short. It was just an ugly game as far as production wise receiving for Andrews. I traded him in my fantasy leagues.
Hey, that's bold, but I mean, like you said, though, Likely looks like he's going to get the targets. He's got that Kyle Pitts-esque kind of vibe about him.
Yeah, he's got hops too, and I don't the reason why that game was so. I mean, obviously it was just a great game defensively, a little bit of offensively, but that last final drive where I think Isaiah Likely they threw to him like a corner around the back of the end zone, and it looked like he broke his collarbone. Like he ragdolled and flipped around, and he got hurt. He went off the field, and literally a play after the next, Isaiah Likely's on the field and he catches that crazy fucking catch, which his toe was out of bounds.
His toe was out of bounds, but hey, look, he looked great, and it's week 1, right? So there's a lot of margin for error. So you know, these guys will get better as the season progresses, and you know, little mistakes like that will be trimmed out. So
yeah, trade Mark Andrews before it's too late, y'all. Not only because he looked bad week 1. I know it's early week, but Isaiah Likely looked good. So it can only be so much production on a run-heavy team, especially like the Ravens.
Well, speaking of run heavy, I mean Lamar went over 100, right, on
Yeah,
his
he
legs
looked
alone.
different
So
too. Obviously, he's lost weight, but I don't know if you noticed, he was talking shit after every play. I
oh,
love it.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely, it's good
he
to
had
see.
some extra dog in him.
It's fun to watch, man. He didn't do much in the air. He may have outdid the yards on the ground in the versus the air, but either way, he looked good. It was fun to
Yeah,
watch.
he was like 300 total combined.
You know who else looked like doo doo?
Who?
Travis Kelsey.
Yeah. I mean, it was low production game again for him. I don't recall. Yeah, he just didn't do well. I mean, he didn't. Obviously, in fantasy production, I think I played against him and he didn't do shit. And a lot of people were
So.
angry with that. I was just too honed in on Mark Andrews playing like ass.
Yeah, he sucked, man.
But
All right, let's.
I'm sure Kelsey's gonna find production. Rasheed Rice was obviously their go-to. They were hitting like quick slants before the DBs could even react early on in the game. The Ravens did adjust to that, but that shit helped a lot. I didn't see Kyle Hamilton really doing anything inside there. They had not Patrick Queen, excuse me. They had Roquan on Rasheed a lot on the slot, which was backfiring early on. Roquan did come out with a pick, so ultimately I said he won that battle, is what I thought. But they lost the game, so whatever. What's
All
the next
right.
game?
The next game, they played in Brazil.
Oh yeah, I forgot already.
That
Yeah.
shit show of a game, man.
Yeah, the field was terrible. Probably, obviously, because they weren't mentally prepared. It was like the Super Bowl all over again. Was it the Eagles Super Bowl? Funny enough.
I believe so. Yeah,
Yeah,
they've had this experience twice now.
Yeah, that's.
But they did win this time, though. They did win this time.
They pull out the
But
win.
yeah,
I had
I mean,
the Packers that game. I think we both had the Packers, I believe.
But yeah, we both had Packers. Really thought that flying down there would screw with the Eagles a little bit, but clearly it didn't. Jalen Hurts looked good. Saquon, holy shit, Saquon.
Saquon looked good.
Saquon.
I think early on both teams looked a little sloppy, at least offensively, and then the Eagles cleaned it up a little bit more than the Packers did ultimately. I think that was the best way I could explain that game. Obviously, the number one thing we got out of it was goddamn Jordan Love. Goddamn.
Goddamn.
He
Jalen Reed
gets
looked
placed
good, though.
on IR.
Jaden Reed looked good.
Yeah, Jaden Reed was a beast. That's something else I said the very next day. I was like, Jaden Reed's a dog. Jordan Love, he's not on IR, I believe, meaning theoretically they could play him within the next 4 weeks if he's good. But
If he's good, I don't know. It didn't look great, though.
yeah, I mean, I guess there's hope on their end. That's why they didn't put him on IR, right? There's hope because if you put him on IR, the earliest they can come is in 4 weeks.
You are correct on that, sir.
Come. All right.
Come.
Next game. What do we got?
I believe that would be the Sunday night game, right? That would be the Rams and Lions.
Yeah, Rams Lions. To work backwards, that overtime drive was textbook Lions and textbook hardcore run the ball down the field.
Absolutely.
And end
Absolutely.
the game. Killer instinct type thing. The Rams, I was kind of favorable in what I think they're going to do this season. I think I had them as one of the wild card teams for my estimates, but they're already banged up. I don't know if you know, 4 of their 5 starting offensive linemen are fairly significantly injured. I think majority of them are going to be out at least 4 weeks.
Did not know it was going to be that long.
They're banged up.
Puka's out for a bit, right?
Yeah, yep. Another fantasy note then, I believe Tyler Johnson, he might be 1 or 2 year pro journeyman at this point. He looked really productive, especially when Puka went out. So
He had a solid game.
yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of smoke towards the Demarcus Robinson. Everyone's going to think Demarcus Robinson's going to be that next good man up, but keep a lookout on Tyler Johnson, man.
All right, fantasy players. Tyler Johnson, lock it in.
Letting y'all know.
Yeah, I mean it was a solid game. Had a couple too many beers early on, so I didn't catch the actual overtime. I'll admit that. I kind of shut my eyes and hoped and prayed. So, but hey, I woke up with good results. I think I won like $70 from that game. So
Sick. Yeah, did you? How much? Side note again for betting wise. Did you hit on anything else, or what did you hit on last week?
I had a Tyreek Tutty. I mean, I had a 5-leg parlay. I'll have to pull it up maybe a little later in the segment, but
Yeah, I had the only thing I probably put way more than I should have. Probably at least $100 into FanDuel last week. total, and I used one of the profit boosts in a Redskins Commanders parlay, like 3-leg. It was $40, hit for like 690. We're up, baby.
Hey man, you're almost about to retire. That's
Yeah.
towards that 15K, right?
Remember?
That's
And,
it.
hey, that's some foreshadowing, dude, because we're gonna keep building that fortune here. Stay tuned, guys. Keep listening in, because we're gonna come up with this little parlay soon. I'm actually really satisfied to bring it up. We
All
still
right,
got,
man.
we still got the Jets game then.
We do have the Jets game, and Aaron, what the hell did you do to me, man? You were my comeback Ayahuasca man. You look like doo doo.
Yeah, the longest sleep retreat ever.
Such bullshit, man. Then he looked stunned when he threw that pick too. Like, what were you doing out there, man?
Yeah, someone said there was like a picture, a screenshot. They're like, bro, he's looking at me and through the TV screen like I threw the pick.
I felt it when he looked at me. I was like, bro.
Dude, that shows that ayahuasca's working. You can communicate without words.
We're all
I think it was
hallucinating.
the second drive in the game. I'll give them kudos. It was a beautiful, some Aaron Rodgers-esque plays too in that, but Brees Hall went off that drive. One drive. There was one specific play on that drive that I swear to God, when he threw it, it was kind of like a quick back shoulder fade or corner route in the middle of the field during the drive to Garrett Wilson. Beautiful toss. Garrett Wilson turned back shoulder, caught it over the DB. And in my head, I was like, this man Aaron Rodgers just knew I got like a good % chance he's going to catch us, and threw it. And then it happened. And then I saw Aaron Rodgers documentaries coming out, and in his trailer, he's like, if I throw this route, I have a 50% chance of completion. If I throw the under, it's a 90% chance of completion. But this player increases the statistically to 75%. He's like, I know all these numbers before I even go to the game. I'm like, damn.
That's that ayahuasca talking right there, man. I'm telling you.
I think he's schizophrenic.
That fucker's crazy, man.
I'm going to watch
Hey.
the documentary.
Hey, well, you got it, right? But, hey, big news of that game. CMC was out. Sorry for your loss. But Jordan Mason, he did all right. He held his own.
Probably, I mean, I'm not going to discredit him, but very big product of a great offensive schematic team, great team overall. They rode with them, and yeah, he produced. He was like rushed for at least like 120.
So I believe it was almost 150.
Yeah, okay.
So I just, with Jordan Mason, I thought it was CMC, Elijah Mitchell, and then both of them being out. I didn't realize he would be able to be as productive. But to your point, great offense. I mean, you got a decent quarterback. The running backs depth chart is insane. Debo can kind of do a little bit of both of the catching, receiving. Really good receiving core there. So not surprised that they're still putting up numbers when you have your franchise running back out.
Yeah, and I love how they keep Juan Jennings in the mix.
Yep.
Specifically because he did them such a service in the Super Bowl last year. I swear they re-signed him. He was on a contract year last year. I swear they re-signed him fairly quickly. I mean, I'm sure he did throughout the season, of course, right? But man, that Super Bowl game was such a performance that I feel like they owed him a service and at least signed him back for a year. And they're also giving him the ball now. I like that a lot. But when CMC's back, expect a regular scheduled program. And they're so cocky with it. I think Kyle Shanahan said something along the lines that if this was a playoff game, he would have played. And he's basically just like, we're in the playoffs already, which I'm not going to say they're not going to be in the playoffs.
Well, it's week 1, though, man. Jeez, come on.
Yeah, but watch, they're 1-0. I bet they don't play him again this week.
Not after Mason having a game like that. And
then soiling it after the game by dry snitching on the whole team, saying that he knew he was starting by Friday. Did you hear about that?
Oh no, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, they made a big deal about that. I didn't remember exactly what he said, but he basically sold himself out saying he knew he was starting on Friday night. And there's rules and regulations between in regards to marking your inactive players by Friday or Thursday. I think Thursday, maybe Friday, I forget. Probably mostly for the other team's benefit, but also for like betting and fantasy and stuff. Which that part I can give a fuck about. Whatever, everyone's bitching about that. Who cares? But
I mean, look, if you're bitching about that, they release the inactive list 90 minutes before the game starts. So fucking pay attention.
Yeah,
Sorry.
That too. And then they got mad. I think the NFL's it was investigating it or is investigating it slightly, and also Mason the next day after practice at the press conference like, this is why I don't like talking to you guys. I'm like, man, you should have just been like, I just meant like, oh, I had the idea that I might be starting. Like,
Maybe just like don't open your fucking
yeah,
mouth.
that's. He probably won't anymore. I mean.
Like I got these guys are millionaires and the $1 billion teams. You don't think they have like a PR team saying like, "Hey, shut the fuck up"?
Hey, shout out Bill Belichick, right? That's another reason why Bill Belichick was a GOAT. He managed to make all 55 men on his team robots when it came to media. They would say the
Hell
exact
yeah,
same
man.
things.
Maybe
They're like
take
the
a
Chick-fil-A.
page out of Marshawn.
Yeah, they're like the Chick-fil-A of press conferences. I don't know. I was just working on a joke there. But now that we've touched all the primetime games, which were all pretty sick, I guess I at least wanted to talk about one specific matchup very briefly, just because it was just so, I don't know what the word is for me. It was entertaining, definitely. For me, I wanted to talk about the Broncos Titans game. Caleb Williams.
Browns.
Nah, Broncos versus the Titans. Or no, Browns versus no. Bears.
No,
versus,
Bears. Jesus Christ, we're all fucked up.
God damn.
It's been a
Bears-
long week. Bears Titans.
game. The Bears Titans game. Caleb Williams, which I was about to say. So yeah, Bears Titans. Caleb Williams got his first dub. That game was a shit show, man. I mean, it's week one. It's week one. We get it. Like, there was a lot of sloppy ball this year. I mean, this week. Chargers not very sloppy, may I say. Jim Harbaugh, man. But yeah, a lot of sloppy ball. But there was Caleb Williams running around like 20 yards back, spinning, breaking a tackle, and then almost throwing in a fumble. Like, that play was like one of the first things I saw. Then there was a kickoff in the landing zone. This is interesting. You might see some more of this year. It was like a semi-squib, or at least just very narrow kickoff. It hit the returner's shin, bounced forward like 15 yards straight to one of the gunners running down the field and recovered it. It was basically like a squib onside. That shit was sick.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I love that.
That's incredible.
It's ugly, but I love it. It's something you've never seen before, really. And then there was the Will Levis. Will Levis rolls out 3rd and 4. I was with some buddies, and one of my buddies is a Titans fan, and I think they were up 17-16 at this point. And he's like, "All right, Will, 3rd and 4. Let's move down the field and extend the lead." And he rolls around like Caleb Williams did, and then as he's falling, he shovels the ball. You've had to see this. He shoveled the ball like 10 yards, gets picked off, runs to the house, and as everyone's running, the camera pans back, and you just see Will Levis on his knees like this.
That was my favorite.
Dude, it was like an ISIS beheading, or like he was getting like the meanest Becky.
It was like a fucking meme, dude. I mean,
Yeah,
like
Too funny.
that was great. That was great.
So shout out that game. I was also slightly rooting for the Bears. Bear down, you know what I'm saying? I like Caleb Williams, man. He did what he had to do. They won the game. He tried his best.
They won the game. Like you said earlier, dubs are dubs, right? You know,
Yeah.
Jay Herbs didn't have an amazing game either. They still won.
Yeah.
Now you're one step closer to the playoffs. So.
Well, and that's the thing. Another thing, I guess, to add to what you just said. I don't know if you saw, statistically, this was for years. This has been the lowest amount of passing yards per game in the first week of a season.
I've noticed that.
Years. It was like
Yeah.
significantly lower. Or passing touchdowns as well. It was significantly lower. I think last year there were, if I'm not mistaken, could be complete misinformation, but I remember reading this. I think there was like 64 passing touchdowns in week 1, or 60.
That's
passing.
insane.
Yeah, last week, like 37. So
They're probably more field goals kicked than
yeah, for
tutties.
sure. Maybe I think there was probably more penalties this week 1 than last. I don't know. There was a lot of penalties. I've never seen a lot of penalties.
The illegal formation, they hit 15 of those, I think, pretty early on.
What's your opinion on that with the head being in front of the beltline? That is the rule. Like, I don't know if you watched the Pat McAfee show last night or yesterday, but they were talking about it. They were saying how strategically it doesn't do anything because this guy's feet are right here. He's still got to. He could do this all he wants. But then J.J. Watt was like, well, if I'm at DN and I'm at the line and then I stick my head over, that's offsides. Right?
Right?
So, yeah, I don't know. What's your opinion on that? Do you think
I
it's
mean,
stupid?
No, because, I mean, look, I think if you're... Yes, it's stupid. I don't know. I was trying to like, I'm an O-lineman, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna back my boys up, but like, it doesn't. There's no advantage. I mean, people are saying,
Yeah, I wanted to say no too, but ultimately, it's stupid.
it's dumb. I mean,
are on the line. Like, what happens if a wide receiver is on the line, right? And then he's like this. Like, damn, I'm just showing off his ugly chin. What if he's like that? You know what I mean?
well, I mean, I think that does a disservice to your wide receiver because now your momentum's backwards, and if you need to start moving at a faster rate, being bent over, your weight's forward, so you should move over a little quicker. But on the O line,
Yeah,
I think it benefits the receiver, but I don't know how it would benefit the lineman if your feet are set in the right spot. But
Yeah, I don't know. I just
that one doesn't make sense to me.
it obviously isn't well thought out enough. I feel like if they have to change anything, they're going to change it from being the helmet to like, I don't know, the knees. I don't know. I don't know.
No, I don't know. I mean, someone said that
Knees wouldn't make
the lineman being further back means the D line has to travel further, but it's like that far, so.
Dude, pass blocking's harder than pass rushing in the NFL, dude. It's
So,
the same as saying like covering DBs covering is harder than receivers catching the ball.
Yeah,
Maybe
absolutely.
not as
I
big
mean,
of a gap, but it's the same thing.
it's similar. I mean, yeah.
Do you have a game that you wanted to specifically talk about that you enjoyed?
Not more so I enjoyed, but I owe two apologies this week for two games. Patriots, you guys are not complete doo-doo. You might still suck. But that Cincinnati offense is absolutely garbage right now.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, Joe Burrow coming out, he's healthy. He fucking sucks, dude. They got nothing done on offense. There's so many 3-and-outs early on. And their second half, they didn't look like they were doing anything either. So, I mean, the fact that you had a good run from the Patriots and then a couple field goals, and that's how you lost. I'm sorry, New England. Fuck you, Cincinnati.
Yeah, Burrow. I think they said it was something along the lines like Burrow was what 5-5 or 4-5 last season before his injury, and then I don't know his win-loss record in the last 2 years is like nothing impressive yet. I mean, he hasn't really done anything in a while. He had that Tom Brady narrative going for him early in his career. It kind of drove me nuts. Other than that, like I had no beef on him. But yeah, man, Burrow, you got to produce, man. But also with that, I'm still not convinced, dude. The Patriots. They had some crazy miracle turnovers more than like strategic turnovers, in my opinion.
Look, a squiggly W is ugly, but it's still a W,
Yeah,
right? And
they beat the fucking Bengals, dude. So
they beat the Bengals, who I thought was going to be a semi-highly ranked team, but now I definitely stand on the fact that they're not making the fucking playoffs. Not at this rate.
Then you have a second apology?
Second apology is to Venom Collectibles and your Vikings. Sam Darnold was not as doo-doo as I thought. My brother here has maybe needs to play the lottery or something.
We're riding.
Because he completed about 80% of his passes. He had over 200 yards, 2 tutties. He did throw a pick, but so did a lot of quarterbacks this week. And so I'm sorry. And the Giants, you might be the worst team I've ever seen in my life.
Daniel Jones looks like, I mean, never thought he was per se a good, at least passing quarterback. But, yeah, man, he looked really bad. I was also with a fellow Giants fan, a diehard Giants fan, and literally he was showing us the play. He's like, no, seriously, look at this. And he's like, what is he doing here? It's like, and he just gets sacked or runs backwards or throws it to the ground. It was one of the worst quarterback performances I've seen in a while, and there were some bad ones this week, too. I mean, Deshaun Watson had another really bad.
Deshaun got his ass beat.
Yeah, I felt bad for him. Will Levis. But yeah, Sam fucking Darnold. He started off like 12 for 12, I think. Yeah, what a beast, dude. I'm telling you, at least 4K. Maybe I don't see who's gonna get comeback player of the year. I mean, Jets make the playoffs, and Aaron Rodgers, like you said, I could see that.
If Aaron turns it around, sure. But if Sam stays on this trajectory, that's comeback player of the lifetime. So, again, Minnesota, I apologize. Sam looked good. Justin Jefferson looked solid as always. And you guys had a pretty good dub there, 28-6.
And also, shout out the commies. Jaden Daniels, not a dub at all. They kind of got beat up on, especially against Tampa's passing. But Jaden Daniels, statistically, like I said, man, he's chugging along. He had 2 rushing touchdowns. The Rookie of the Year narrative that I was guessing also was pretty good.
It's looking possible. He needs to learn how to slide. His little tumble is quite embarrassing.
He's going to die.
He's going to fucking die out there if he doesn't learn to slide, man.
Just going to die.
No.
Yeah, so is this where we go to the part that I've been waiting for this whole time?
Is this the part where we do our picks, or would you like to do our bets?
That's 100% what I meant, picks.
All right, so let's lead into the next segment here where we're going to go through our week 2 predictions.
Hell yeah.
Josh, you are on the left, and my blind ass is on the right.
Here, you want me to run through mine?
Yeah, go for it, man.
All
Even
right.
though they're very similar. How does this
Yeah.
look? Is this a look?
It's pretty. Oh yeah, let me put these on.
Oh, I got my glasses on under my
Actually
glasses.
I can't really see anything. So no, I got the Bills winning tonight, of course. I'm gonna be quick with these. I got the Bills beating Miami. I'm not a believer in Tua. I got Dallas beating New Orleans. Dallas unfortunately looked really good against an elite defense in the Browns last week. New Orleans looked good too, but I think Derek Carr is gonna have some nightmares. Baltimore, they're beating the Raiders. The Raiders actually didn't look too bad. They were kind of well put together, but nah, Baltimore's winning. They got to bounce back. Washington over New York. Giants, of course. God damn, I was like the Jets. For a second, I was like, I don't know. I was like, what are you doing, Josh? No. Of course they're being the fucking Giants. Giants are the new doo-doo team of the year for us. Chargers over Carolina. Wow.
Second
Carolina
doo-doo
also
team.
Another doo-doo team of the year for us. I got the Colts up against Green Bay. I mean, we got Malik Willis, fresh meat. So we'll see how that goes. San Fran over Minnesota. San Fran still looks like the powerhouse team in my opinion, with Christian McCaffrey or not. Jacksonville over Cleveland. I love Cleveland, but man, Deshaun Watson needs to chill out, man. Yeah. And then Seattle beating New England. I'm still not a believer in New England, but hey, if they chug along and they beat Seattle also, I'll change my fucking mind straight up. Great coaching at that point. New York over Tennessee. I do have the Jets bouncing back and getting a dub. Will Levis looks so bad that I just can't put money on the Tennessee Titans. Detroit Lions over Tampa. That's the one game we're different, right? Yeah, I got Detroit winning that one. Tampa looked good, but come on, let's go Detroit. Los Angeles Rams over Arizona. I really like Kyler Murray. I like John Gannon. I like their defense, but the Rams, man, I shouldn't have picked the Rams.
We can
I'm like trying to justify.
we can make an asterisk or something.
Nah. I'm riding with it. Cause we have this. If you had the Arizona Cardinals, I would switch. But no. Steelers over Denver. Steelers are just gonna find ways to win, man. Whether you like it or not. Justin Fields hasn't looked very good, but Denver hasn't looked very good either.
Chris Boswell will just kick the shit out of the ball.
Jesus Christ, he's like a free agent in a lot of fantasy leagues. I guess rightfully so, but I don't know, man.
I just swapped him with Koo.
Yeah, I'm sure he got picked up a lot. I got Koo in most of my leagues. I just can't let him go, man. That's our cousin, dog. But I got the Chiefs beating Cincy. Cincy needs to prove me otherwise. Houston over Chicago. Caleb got their dub last week. They're not getting it this week. And then I got Philly over Atlanta. Kirk Cousins looked scared out there, in my opinion, last week. And Philly has Saquon. They have Saquon Barkley, and they're still the Philadelphia Eagles. And then, and by the way, A.J. Brown, man, I never think about how filthy he is, like, until I see him break for 80. Like, he catches the ball and just, like, you're not touching him. He's like Debo, but bigger, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a nasty guy.
Yeah. And then I guess that leaves the tiebreaker. I picked 44. Last week, I think I went a little bit underneath you. I don't know what you're picking before this, by the way, but I was like, last week I was like, let me go low just to view. And then, of course, it went over. So I was rocking with an over here. I think Atlanta they got the studs to get some touchdowns. And Saquon, 2 touchdowns again. Everyone's going to be talking about how he's on track for 30 something. Watch. So what do you got? Basically the same.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if I need to go through it because I've got almost the exact same picks, but I like Josh Allen. He looks great. So he's listed healthy tonight. He's also my contending MVP, and he hasn't shown me otherwise yet. Dallas over New Orleans. New Orleans looks solid, but Dallas was on fire last week. Baltimore over Vegas. That's an easy one. Washington. Jaden Daniels. If he plays the way he does, I think it doesn't matter because New York's just fucking ass. Chargers, easy one over Carolina. They're just terrible. I think we looked at tickets for that game, and
Dude, I was looking at them again. It's like $20.
it was like $20 for decent seats. So that tells you what's going down in
If it
Carolina.
wasn't week 2, I would go, but I'm not going week 2.
No worries. And I also don't want to go to a Carolina game. Indy over Green Bay, like you said, Malik Willis, fresh meat. I don't think they've got it all figured out quite yet. And Indy's defense looked okay. And if they can shut that run game down, I think it'll be all right. Like you said, San Fran is the powerhouse still, and while Minnesota, I did owe you that apology. You're not beaten. I'm sorry. Cleveland, Deshaun Watson got his ass beat, so we're going Jacksonville there. Seattle over New England. Like you said, New England, even though they got that dub, I'm still not convinced, you know. Yeah, Jets over Tennessee. Tennessee looked terrible, and then maybe Aaron Rodgers, proves us all wrong, right? That he is still the Iowaka King. Tampa Bay over Detroit is where we differ. I know it is in Detroit, but damn, Baker looked good, and I know it was against the Commies' shit defense, but Baker looked good, and until he proves me otherwise, I'm gonna say Tampa looks decent. LA over Arizona. Kyler Murray didn't look one way at your boy.
That was a little weird. There was a game-winning play he overlooked him on.
Yeah, and he was waving his arms. Poor Marv. So until they get that dynamic going, I'm not a huge believer. So I'm going LA. Pittsburgh over Denver. Like you said, they're going to find ways to win. Boswell can kick that ball from 67 yards out, so they don't even have to get to midfield to get points, and Denver just isn't wowing me. KC over Cincy. Easy, right? Cincy looked like ass, and they're not stopping Patrick Mahomes. Houston, they kicked the shit out of us, so why can't they do it to Chicago, who could barely score points? And then Philly over Atlanta. Saquon's a beast, and Atlanta just isn't quite there yet. Tiebreaker would be 27 points. I think the game would be 21-6.
Fair. Yeah, the Bucks Rams. I mean the Bucks Lions. Excuse me. Yeah, that could bite me in the ass. I don't. Can we? Let's do it, dude. Give me the Cardinals. I can change it still, right, on the phone. So I'm gonna change it to the Cardinals. The Rams' offensive line is gonna be complete backups, and they're playing a defensive guru coach. I'm taking the Cardinals, dude. I'm changing it up. This is me actively losing by like 2 games instead of 1. Dude,
there we go.
That was sick. You're Adobe master.
There we go. We switched it up.
Yeah, man. So I got the Cards, baby. The Rams are too banged up. The Rams are too banged up. Just saying.
They are beaten, like you said. I don't know. I don't know if Arizona's going to produce enough. But hey, prove me wrong, man. Prove me wrong.
Hey, if you got a great defensive coach and you're playing a team full of backup linemen and an old, not so mobile Matt Stafford, you would only hope you limit them very much. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see. So that's these week's games. I guess I'll be excited to recap on those, and we'll keep track of our win-losses. Right now, you're up a game on me, so still close. And our
hey, that Cardinals one could be the tiebreaker, right?
Yeah, right there. So we're gonna go to our final segment. I was thinking about doing this last week, and then it was confirmed when like some of my buddies told me that we should do this. Which is what we're gonna build a 4-leg parlay on tonight's game. You have 2 legs that you've already had in mind. I have 2 legs that I already have in mind. We haven't told each other really the legs. I guess we'll then put it together, see what the odds are, and I don't know, come to a conclusion of what we want to do and see how much money we make.
Yeah, man. And I think shout out to Tyler who commented on our first video, saying that we should do some sort of sports betting to see if people will ride on us. So like you said, we're going to do 2 legs a pop, see if we can make some money, and whoever fucks these legs up for us the most is an asshole, basically.
Well, let's do this. You do a leg that you like, I do a leg, and then you tell me your second leg, which maybe save the spicier one. I don't know if you have one there, and then you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. All right. I'll open mine up. Easy money for y'all. Josh Allen, anytime tutty.
I like that a lot, actually. And then my leg to that is oh man, I would love to see the actual number real quick, but it's gonna be similar to what you just said. It's gonna be It's gonna be Josh Allen's over on rushing and passing combined. Got it. Face ID. I had to take the glasses off. So, and it's not that high, dude. Relax. It's ready. Josh Allen over 281.5 passing and rushing. What? He's gonna clear that passing alone.
Okay. I mean, you can get there.
So I'm gonna add the touchdown right now too, so I can see the odds. But what's your second leg then?
My second leg will be Tyreek over 90 yards.
Tyree, is that and that's the baseline right now, right?
It was the alternate, so
Okay.
what?
Pick the alternate, yeah. So we'll put that. I'll put that on here too. I don't know if you're doing the same thing. Are you?
Yeah. Now I'm curious to see.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So alternate receiving, Tyreek Hill, 90 yards. I like that a lot as well. So by the way, your Josh Allen's anytime touchdowns plus 100, which I guess is fairly low for a touchdown. But come on, there's a reason behind that.
Well, no kidding, right?
Yeah, and then that's why I think the Josh Allen 283.5 combined was pretty solid, and those odds alone, that's minus 114. Just figured I'd put that together. So then, hey, my fourth leg is an alternate as well.
No, right now.
And these, sports betting, especially football, which is the only one I really like doing, it's like the worst thing ever you can ever hit. But it's because you overthink. You overthink. And when you don't overthink and you think Bills, Dolphins, what do you think? You think Katy Perry fireworks. Right?
I was like, where are we going with this?
So, and as I say that, I'm milding it down. I'm going on the alternate total. I'm going over 44.5 total points.
All right now.
Because I think the base one is like, goddamn, 50-something. Nah, 48.5. So we're going over 44.5 total points. We got Josh Allen anytime touchdown. Josh Allen over 283.5 passing and rushing combined. And then Tyreek Hill plus 90 receiving yards with a four-leg parlay. What I got is plus 518.
Plus 518, but it's Thursday night, 50% profit boost.
Holy shit, dude. Promos.
Gotta love a promo. Gotta love a promo. We're at 778.
What was it?
7 plus 778.
Holy Johnson. Dude, yeah. We're rocking. I don't know about you, but I think I'm going to put the same. Like, we're going to both put it in then, right?
The only thing is, though,
Mine's 766 now.
oh, yeah, mine just went down, too.
We better hurry up.
Well, you can only do a $10 bet
on the parlay boost.
on the.
Well, then let's do it. Let's have fun.
Let's just do it. Yeah, look, it's an easy one. Won't lose it.
Something just dropped.
Damn, it's dropping like crazy.
Tyreek plus 90 just closed. Why? I'm just.
Is Tyreek out?
They locked it. Something's happening, man.
Something's happening right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see any news, but whatever. We've already put it. It's gonna come back, and we're gonna put it together.
So
that's our parlay. That is our parlay, y'all.
all right now.
So we got a four-leg parlay, which was like plus 5 something without the promo. Lock it in, y'all. Ride this wave with us. Let's ride through the storm like the movie Twister.
The Perfect Storm. That movie ended with great results for everybody.
I never watched the original.
The Perfect Storm?
I never even.
Everyone on the boat dies. Everyone dies. Sorry if I spoiled it for people.
Nah, you probably did, but I'm not gonna watch it.
The movie's like 30 years old. It's
You
fine.
ever watch Twister?
I've seen Twister.
Yeah, I don't think I ever saw Twister. I watched the new one though.
You never watched Twister at Grandma's house.
Maybe, but like coming into the second one, I was like, yeah, Tommy Lee Jones is in the first one, and he's not.
He's not.
I think I was thinking of Volcano. Is
He was in Volcano.
Yeah.
He was in Volcano.
Yeah, that's.
All right, we're going off on a tangent.
Well, we're about 45 minutes in. This is what we planned, right?
This is about it. Yep. No.
And our outros are just always organic. This is an outro right now.
This is an outro. Usually, you let us know when it's an outro because you're like to end on that note or to close it out.
This is our team. This is our bolts. This is our cream.
Baby, you're a firework. It's funny because I look like Kim Jong-un from that movie if I shaved. Interview reference.
You do. Katy
Do you
Perry
ever feel like a paper bag? It's a plastic bag. Fuck.
Yeah, it's
All right, man.
We got
Well, hey.
copyrighted if you got it right. So
That's exactly right. This is the Timu version.
Pound the Walk Pod, man. Thank you guys so much. Episode 2.
Thank y'all for tuning in. That was Pound the Walk, baby.
Pound the Walk. Give it 5 big booms.
Do we have to leave for this to end?